Silk, a material which makes its own statement through its name alone. For centuries, silk has had a reputation as a luxurious and sensuous fabric, one associated with wealth, success, and elegance. Dating back to the 27th century BC, silk is believed to have originated in China. However, since then, India, Japan, Greece, and Italy have taken a commanding role in the world's silk market. With ideal climate conditions, this new market has opened up to Ethiopia and is steadily making a positive impact towards improving household income for families. Kathy Marshall, originally from Beaver Lodge, Alberta, Canada, moved to Ethiopia 17 years ago with her husband Sam. Silk having no prior development in the country, and Kathy having previously worked with NGOs, saw the potential of developing silk in the Ethiopian economy and took an entrepreneurial approach by starting her company Sabahar.
I just wanted to change from working in an NGO context and was interested to try how having a business could contribute to, positive change in Ethiopia towards development. I guess one of the things I learned through my years of working with an NGO is that, what we're all trying to do is people to have a better life, and one of the important parts of that is income, reliable employment. So I felt that my little contribution could maybe be around creating opportunities for people to have employment.
Which is exactly what she's doing. Kathy now operates with 40 permanent employees and another 15 spinners and weavers in the workshop. This does not include the outsourced labor pool of 25 women spinning and 25 men weaving. Kathy takes Kiwi Productions on a tour of her operation and teaches us a little about the elegant and beautiful process of the Silkworm and Sabahar's operations.
So silk is new for Ethiopia. Two kinds of silkworms were introduced about 10 years ago when I started the company. And this silkworm is called Eri, E-R-I, Eri silkworm, and it eats castor leaves. And the other one that everybody knows about, mulberry silk, is the soft, shiny silk that everybody thinks about when you think about silk. That's a totally different worm, and it eats mulberry leaves. This is Eri silk, which is really, really good for Ethiopia because there's lots of castor. So it's a really appropriate in terms of its food source, but it's also appropriate in terms of it's a very hardy worm. It's not susceptible to disease that easily. So it can be produced at the household level. Like our producers are rural women, mostly. And like they work through cooperatives or women's groups. And because it's so hardy, it doesn't die easy.
Unlike the worm's resilience, unfortunately, the butterfly only lives for a mere 4 to 5 days. Once a butterfly mates and lays her eggs, the eggs hatch and the resulting worm begins a series of molting stages as they continually eat and grow in size. When the silkworms are fully mature, they are ready to cocoon and are placed in cocoon boxes. Once placed in these cocoon boxes, the Eri worm then immediately start the cocooning process. Each worm will turn around about 2,000 times to make their cocoons. After about 2 weeks, the Eri silkworm emerges from the cocoon as a butterfly. The butterfly's mate lays eggs, and the cycle begins again.
It's very suitable for Ethiopia. It takes labor, but as you can see, it just takes labor to pick the leaves and feed them. So the kids walking home from school can do it, grandma can do it, anybody can do that. You need a place where the rats don't come. The rats and the big ants, and then obviously birds.
There is no wastage, as the pupa is 60% protein, which has a variety of uses, such as being fried and put into biscuits, used as food for poultry and in fish for better growth rates on fish farms. And the butterfly feces are also being used in cosmetics in India. Weaving is an ancient skill in Ethiopia and is largely considered to have the best weavers. In fact, most areas of the country have their own weavers who make their local unique products. Kathy explains how this unique talent comes into play.
Ethiopian women spin because they spin cotton on drop spindles, which you'll see. So that was an absolute fit This silk is easier to spin than the cotton. So that part was easy. And then we introduced the spinning wheel. And then there's lots of weavers, thousands of weavers in Ethiopia. Ethiopia has an incredible weaving tradition that people don't know about too much, because Kenya, Tanzania, Zimbabwe, Zambia, they don't. So it's interesting. Ethiopia and then North Africa has this more indigenous weaving tradition. So again, getting the silk woven here was fit.
The vision of a silkwork project at Sabahar was to successfully combine the wild silk in Ethiopia with the ancient skills and traditions to produce exquisite handmade textile products for the global market. The result in sustainable employment in Ethiopia through the profitable production and marketing of high-quality, uniquely designed and handmade silk and cotton textile products is a new and innovative way to employ more Ethiopians.
So then my staff had the idea, this old man, he used to sit out here on the road. It's his own machine. And my staff said, why don't we just bring him in here and give him full-time employment? It's good for him. And we can monitor exactly. So last week I was checking every day how he's sewing, and he got better and better. And so here he is.
Dyeing cloth in Ethiopia with all natural, locally resourced materials has been going on for centuries. Unfortunately, through time, many of these skills have been forgotten. Sabahar is working to rekindle the dyeing tradition in Ethiopia through experimenting with a variety of different local materials for dyeing their silk. The products are naturally dyed using colors from marigolds, acacia, indigo, and madder.
So this is where the finishing, right? The sewing, the ironing, the cleaning. These are all napkins going to the States. These are towels, hand towels and big towels, all cotton. Then there's some silk. Those are all towels, tablecloths. Scarves going to South Africa, going to the States. Some things going to Greece. And all of these women have worked the longest with me. Basically all of these women started in my house. So they've worked with me. We've worked together for now 7 years or something. Yeah, a long time.
Even though silk production is new in Ethiopia, it is already clear that there is huge potential to have an impact on households by diversifying the crops they are dependent on for survival. By promoting and producing, Sabahar believes that the silk industry can and will have a positive impact on people by preserving a rich tradition through the creation of beauty.
That's one of the amazing things about this whole silk is that it's so simple. It's so amazing from that little egg, and then you just feed it the leaves, and then you get this incredible fiber out of it. But it's so simple that's why rural households can do it.